The following video is brought to you by a lack of sleep and an insatiable appetite.
Lego Mango! Alright, time to move on to part 2 of the sports series, and we're gonna do so by tackling the second most popular sport in America, baseball.
Now, I like baseball. I don't necessarily follow it, but I've attended plenty of baseball games, but that's mostly because of how cheap they can be. Honestly, sometimes they just cost as much as a Whopper. Now, I live in New York, a place that's plagued with two baseball teams, and rather than say which one I like, I'm just gonna say that I like the Philadelphia Phillies. Mostly because Philadelphia is a wonderful city. It's the mural capital of the US while also historically being the location of the country's first ever hospital. Plus, Philly cheesesteaks are f***ing great. Starting up the game, it has you select your controls, and after I set my preferred presets, I jump straight into career mode. I create George the ball player, and we start with a phone conversation with a former coach, and the point of this exchange to find out where George is going in the upcoming MLB draft. You can let it be random, but I'm already committed to the Phillies, so I selected them and they selected me. Now we don't start playing in the big leagues, instead we're sent to play in the minor league and play for the Reading Fighting Phils. Now how's gameplay in career mode? Well, first things first, let's discuss fielding. When asked where I preferred to be on the field, I said outer left field because I thought the game would honestly have me waiting for a ball to fly towards me and spend most of my time watching other players have the ball fly at them, which would have made reviewing this mode easily as a waste of time, but then it struck me that logically a studio wouldn't do that. When you're playing a ball game, you're not playing the whole game. You're not going to watch the CPU's batting or stand in the field watching others get the ball. You're only on screen when you're about to do something. And that means when fielding, you're only going to be doing so if the ball is about to fly towards you. So that's pretty good. So from there, it's just making sure you move the player towards the indicator where the ball is going and quickly throwing it. It's hard to mess up, but at the same time, it's also not that engaging. Anytime I'm fielding, I'm usually holding the control in one hand while the other streams episodes of Kappa Mikey. How's pitching?
A disaster.
I pitched one game for the Fighting Phils and it went poorly. As a minor league player, I don't have the best throw in terms of speed and I made it too easy for the opposing team. This was so abysmal. I felt so embarrassed for George. After the game when the coach asked if I ever wanted to pitch again, I wish there was an option for that, no god, please, nah! So yeah, I never pitched again. Next on the list, batting. Batting isn't just about timing your swing, as you're also dealing with minor league pitchers who aren't always on point with their accuracy. So you first gotta judge the pitch and make an educated guess on whether it'll fly within the square, and then perfectly time your swing. Don't take too long trying to figure it out, because you'll mistime your swing or you'll misjudge the pitch and cost yourself a strike. It really gets on my nerves how close some of these are when I end up swinging when I shouldn't have or don't swing when I was supposed to. I extremely get disappointed in myself when I swing at the worst pitches. Lastly, running bases. Now similar to fielding, the game only makes you play once you're in action, as it's not going to make you watch your teammates strike out. So if the camera pops up, get ready to run, which is a good thing, but the problems continue to stack up, as sometimes I just don't know what's going on. I wish there was a way to know where the ball was so I could see if I could steal a second base, but no, it just becomes a guessing game. Overall, I like that the game only has you play when you actually have something to do, but sadly when I'm doing something, I'm either bored, horrified, frustrated, or confused. Plus, that also means that the outcome of the game is out of my control. Sometimes I just find myself playing a game that I'm already losing, and considering I'm not meshing with the gameplay, I couldn't be the team's hero. The Phils struggled and didn't make the playoffs. Now, I remember a few months ago I was at Citi Field with a friend, and I was telling him about my experience with the show 21, and he told me that my problem was that I was playing with the wrong controls. To that I say, what the f*** is the point of customizing the game that you're liking if you can apparently do it incorrectly? And if you think me being at Citi Field meant that I like the Mets, keep in mind that at the time Mets tickets cost $5. That's less than a Subway sandwich, and for that money I'd attend a public execution. Any positive takeaways? Well, unlike other sports styles where at the end of a game you use whatever XP you earned as currency to increase your stats and boost your overall, the show's overall is based on your performance. If you play well, your overall goes up, perform poorly, and it goes down. I like this. It makes the game feel more genuine as you earn your status, unlike other games that will do their best to enforce a narrative despite performance. And I can say that without bias because my game was atrocious, my overall stayed the same, and I never cracked the big leagues. And still mean what I say. I went to play the regular season mode and I noticed the gameplay was slightly better. Pitching is actually possible, and with batting there's less bad pitches to look out for. I can chalk this off because of the fact that I'm actually playing with professionals now. Now while I'm playing the season mode, something weird keeps happening. I keep getting tossed into games midway through with scores already on the board. And when I was thrown into a game down by 2 and at the top of the 9th told to hit a grand slam, it felt a bit like bullshit. What's the benefit here? Is it to steal a win and do something legendary? But that won't feel satisfying. Having an opportunity to do something cool is satisfying when it's pulled off organically rather than just having most of the work done for you. A similar comparison to show how I feel about this can be made to Friday the 13th the game. I have the trophy for killing Jason, but I don't wear it proudly. The Jason player let me do it. When I almost pulled it off organically, it felt huge and would have felt much better. Why can't the show just leave me alone? Doing a season mode this way is dumb. The last thing I checked out was the retro mode, and this mode I actually like a lot. The pace of the game is faster, it's easier to play, and I'm much more aware of what's going on. Plus, a banging song going on in the background made this feel like I was playing a remastered SNES game. Other than the retro mode, the show has some pretty lackluster game modes. The gameplay is fine, but I needed to suffer the career mode before being able to enjoy it. Now, I'm sorry to anyone who likes baseball who disagrees with what I'm saying. If anything, chalk this off to the fact that I'm not a baseball fan, I don't know the sport, and I don't play the games. Plus, I might just be irritated because I had to script and edit this video overnight while surviving on energy drinks and Chips Ahoy. Honestly, the game might not even be that bad, I just want to get some sleep.